problem. So let's start next chapter, chapter number 5, and the topic is kadimos, the order of preference. Okay. So we said before how to give, and now we're going to discuss whom to give, right? Of course, if we could resolve all of the issue, we would, but many times it's not visible, right? So we just do what we can do, right? Inherent in the mitzvah of tzedakah is the right of the donor to choose the recipient. This refers to the tovas hana, the benefit of giving tzedakah. One is therefore permitted to give his tzedakah money to any institution or organization of his choice. So it's very interesting. So let's try to understand this. Right? On one hand, we're obligated to give tzedakah. On another hand, as a benefit, as our right, it's our honor to give to whoever we want. Right? That's our own choice. Of course, there is like a list of the preference, but in the same list, for example, there is a 5 people right to choose from, so I'm not obligated to give to all 5 of them. Let's say all of 5 of them in the same category, I can choose one. Okay. Chazal instituted that kedima system, so this meaning preference, in order of precedence, as a means of guiding us as to whether or as to where and to whom it's preferable to distribute our Maaser funds. Of course, again, because they're limited. Okay, so if they're unlimited, there is no problem. I mean, it's we still follow the guidelines, but it's much easier. But here we're limited, so it's very, very important to follow these guidelines. One cannot be forced to follow this system, since each individual has the right to distribute tzedakah whoever he wants, on one hand, right? So we just said that he has a precedence, but right, we have precedence whom to give. On the other hand, he has a free choice whom to give, right? So delicate balance. Nevertheless, one should try to follow this system, since they halakhically preferable. So, and of course, when we go according to precedence, to what our sages established, versus our own precedence in our head. So of course we must go with the sages. Not must, we should go with the sages. There are 2 considerations one must take into account to determine whether one should contribute his tzedakah funds. Where one, right? So 2 considerations. The first consideration should be the individual to whom one is given. Okay. So right, so we don't give in this case to organization. Let's say we're talking about we give we know personally who needs money. One relationship with the indigent will determine the order of the precedence and how much should he give should be given. Right, so meaning the individual, how close to us is he our relative, for example? Right, if he's a Torah scholar, right, if he's a yeshiva student. The first priority is to give to one relatives who are poor. Of course, not just to give him gift, who is poor, right? Followed by the different priority list of non-relatives who are in need. Okay, so first relatives, then non-relatives. There are subcategories within each priority list. The second consideration, first is whom you're going to give. So the closer the person to you, so the bigger obligations for you to give that person, to help that person. And as a question was asked, I think last week, about it, like in a little different context. But the connection is that the Hashem put all of these relatives, all the people that we know, in our lives for some purpose. And I say it's not for no reason that my let's say cousin, second cousin, third cousin, whatever cousin, that he's in learns in yeshiva, and he's very poor, right? He has many kids. He needs my support. So it's like of course there are other people, but they're not related. So of course I have a greater obligation than other strange people, right? To help him. Continue. The second consideration is the purpose for which tzedakah money is needed, since there are certain tzedakahs that take precedence of over the others, right? And so first of all, first consideration to whom, and the second consideration how this money is going to be spent. Okay, they could be spent on food or could be spent on learning Torah, right? Okay. Continue. The order of the presence also depends on the source of the money being distributed. An individual distributing his own tzedakah funds would naturally have his own order of the precedence, while a Rabbi dispensing communal funds has a different set of priorities. So meaning for Rabbi it's opposite. So if for us priority would be to give to our relatives, or let's say Torah observant poor relatives, for them it would be maybe the last people on his list. Right? Just why? Because he's Rabbi, Tzedakah. He must give other people. So because people would look at this as with suspicion. How come he gives to his own and not enough to other people? Right? That's a problem. For us, there is no problem. For him, it's a big problem. Okay. Each will be discussed separately. So meaning when person is Rabbi or person is individual. Okay.